What's up, guys? It's our Tuesday night post-tournament live stream, and we got the top five from the Reservoir Battle here with us tonight. I'm going to bring them in one by one. We'll start with fifth place. Coming in fifth place this past weekend, Mr. Garrett Wisnett. Coming in fourth place, Mr. Lou, joining us tonight. Third place, Mr. Austin Hammer Time himself. Coming in second place this past weekend, Mr. Hooksets. And the winner of the Reservoir Battle, coming out of Lake James, Mr. Jeremy Heath, joining us tonight. Appreciate you guys coming on. Like I said before we got started, boys, we're gonna start with Garrett and let him tell us a little bit about his day and maybe a little bit about his season thus far, and then we'll just work our way up to the top, Mr. Jeremy Heath, and see what these boys have to say. These guys have been consistent pretty much all year, and I'm interested to see what they got to share tonight by way of knowledge. But Garrett, the floor is yours, bud.
Well, the consistent anglers, they finished fourth and better. I've been trying to lose this all season long, and it just keeps holding on. My day was pretty much over by 9 o'clock. Every fish that I had that was worth submitting, I'd caught by 9 o'clock. I go to Kerscott frequently, and there's one area of that lake that I fish the same bank line all day long, just up and down because it reloads.
Yeah.
And it's feast or famine. I went up there, and I've put up some big bags in the boat. I've put up a couple decent bags on the kayak, and this was not one of them. It was decent. It was what I needed to stay alive for the TOC, but
46 and a quarter.
yeah. It was all right, but I was hoping for 50 plus. But I took off that morning, and I threw topwater for the first, I don't know, 6 hours of the tournament. And every fish that I caught came off of a 110 whopper plopper. I hadn't thrown one in a long time. It's usually a buzzbait bite up there. I'll go up there and I'll throw the V twin by True South, and those largemouth, they'll come up and swallow it. But they didn't want the buzzbait Saturday for some reason, and I switched over to the whopper plopper, and I caught that first 17. And within 10 minutes, I'd caught the other two fish. It was maybe 100 yards apart, and joined the struggle bus the rest of the day. I caught, I don't know how many, 11 to 13-inch fish, but never could find a coil for the 13 and 3/4.
But you caught everything on the plopper, though?
Every one of them, yeah. And then that second fish, I felt bad. It got hooked sideways almost. Like I guess it came in and ate the plopper from the side, man. And that front treble hook caught it right in the eye. Never thought I'd be the one to be submitting the video of a fish with a bad eye that I created, but I knew immediately I was going to have to video that fish because it looked bad. But yeah, 46 and a quarter. It kept me alive in the AOI race. I thought it was over after I zeroed on Mountain Island. I pretty much gave up, knowing Norman was coming up next. And you put me on a bass boat on Norman, and I'll be the only person to not catch a spotted bass. I don't know what it is. I cannot fish that lake, but I got lucky at the last Norman and put up somewhere over 45, and that was my goal. So got forced into fishing Kerscott and scraped by again. So I need to scrape by one last time.
Yeah, you still got a shot.
Yeah, I think 47 to 50 will get me in.
Yeah. Oh, you got enough. I think you got a 29 to get rid of. So you got quite a few points you can upgrade there.
I think I'm sitting at 208 right now. So potentially I hit 47 to 50. That's 17 to 20 more inches, puts me at 225 to 228.
Yeah.
I think that'll be enough to get in last place.
Yeah, the wild card, John Ladd, we'll see what ends up happening with him. If he does good, he can bump everybody. He can throw a wrench in my plans and your plans. We'll see the
You're right about that one.
you got. I know I had a couple third. I had like a 39 and a 33 and a 38, and I was able to get rid of all of them except for right now. I think I got a 37 or something. But I mean, days like that are gonna kill you, man. I first thought 45 inches was going to be enough to, for anybody. You catch 45 inch, but I mean,
Nah.
it's looking like 48 or something. I mean,
I initially thought that 225 total would get you in, but you're gonna have to break 227, 228. The closer you are to 230, I think is where it's gonna set up at. And
yeah,
at first I didn't really think the inch, that way of counting towards the AOY would be effective, but it really does give you your most consistent and best angler that way.
yeah. Basing it off of inches instead of first place 300 points and then rolling it down. I mean,
Yeah, because you get an event with 20 people in it and somebody comes in 10th versus an event with 60 or 70 people and somebody comes in 10th. It's really,
yeah,
I see how the inches are, it's humbling, honestly.
yeah.
I would rather have the other system because I might get lucky, I might do good in that 20-person event, but it keeps you honest.
Yeah, I mean, to do it like that, it's definitely, it would incentivize people to come out more probably if you based it off of, your first place 300, second place 298, whatever. It would incentivize probably more people that you see a 30-man event, they're like, oh man, I need to join up in that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that didn't really matter to me when we were putting it together. But so you got one more event and you need to win, right?
Nah, well, I'm not worried about it. Hooksets is going to win Norman, so that's one more roll down spot.
I hope he does.
Honestly, you know who I'm really worried about on Norman more than anybody? John House. I don't know if you saw what he did in the Emerald Charity event, but it was unreal. I mean, beat everybody by what was it? I mean, it was over 10 inches, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was over 10 inches.
I mean, I couldn't believe that he did that with, that's a small bait pack they gave you. I still got it sitting here on my table. I didn't even get to fish it. Yeah,
he had a really good day.
It can be tough out there.
Yeah.
I'm just praying for, 3 15-inch fish.
I think you could do it. Keep your head up and aim for the trophy.
Yeah. I'm not putting much pressure on myself anymore. Like, I'd actually text Cody before the Curse God event and told him, I'm planning on trying to bomb this, so I don't have to worry about Norman. And I told him I wanted 43 inches, 21 inches for big fish, and then 2 11s. And it didn't really work out. But I'm gonna stick it out, and I'm just gonna go fish.
You got this.
That's the approach, man.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun that way.
Well, Lou, we'll give you your moment to shine here, man. Tell us about your day. Lou's had a pretty good year. Ryan bumped him this past weekend. I think Ryan's ahead of you in the AOI points by like 3/4 of an inch. So, I mean, you're right there. Lou's led or had second place since event number 1. He's been a threat all year, man. You've had a pretty good year. Tell us about your day, Lou, and about your season. You got the floor.
Well, I got not much to say. So, I went to Lake James. Went to Canal Axis. There's probably about like 8 of us, 9 of us. Don't remember, but everybody went. We launched off, and then everybody went to the left. And then me and like 2 other guys went and fished the marina until daylight. Mm-hmm. Then we fished till daylight, and then those 2 went back to the left, and I went right. So I had the whole lake to myself on the right side.
Yeah, man.
Like, nobody went over there. Boats came, but nobody fished with me over there. So I started my day off with fishing, like, wacky rig in the marina. Caught a first fish within, like, 5 minutes, but it was just, like, a 9-incher. Didn't even count. And I didn't get nothing within the first 2 hours. So I only had one practice day before this event, and I didn't really have a game plan going on. So I just went right and then got to the first dock after fishing the marina, throwing Berkeley Chapo 90 size first cast onto the riprap beside the dock, and I hooked one, which was my 14. It was like a 14.25, and I got that one in. And then the next cast after that, I threw again, and then I caught another one, but it broke off. I think I had like a bad spot on my line or something, and then I paddled up there. I saw that fish swimming in the water with my chopo and everything, and it luckily it jumped, and then the chopo fell out his mouth, and I got that lure back. So I was like, it seems pretty good. It's cloudy, light wind all day, so I'm probably just gonna stick with the chopo all day. And that's what I did. Hit the chopo all day, throwing around ripraps and docks. So I was going around cove to cove, and it just being in the bank the whole time, and then caught a bunch of like 13s, and then finally got one. That's about like another 13, and I had this long stretch of riprap, and then I threw the far as I can because before I went there, and then right when I was about to reel it in, I had a big old blow up, and as soon as I set the hook, that it was a big old smallie, it flew out of the water and everything, and I saw it. It was probably like a good 19, 20 inch, but right when it jumped, my hold on, sorry about that. But yeah, and then I saw that smallie go away, and it kind of hurt my feelings at the same time. But I just told myself to keep my head up and just calm down, and just keep fishing because it was still early. It was only like 9 o'clock, and I was fishing top water all the way until like 11. And then I caught a bunch of small ones, and I just kept going, and I got to the end, closer to the other dam. You ever been to Lake James on the right side, very far? It's like 2.5 miles.
Yeah.
And then I just like I'm gonna work my way back with a spinnerbait, and then work my way back, and then didn't get nothing for I would say within the first 30 minutes, and I got to this stretch with a dock on it. I threw it, caught one, which was my 16.75, and then the next 5 casts after that, caught another 17.25, which luckily, as soon as he went in my net, my spinnerbait flew out of the water, flew out of his mouth too, so I got lucky on that one.
Yeah.
So after that, I just caught nothing but a bunch of like 14s and 13s, and after that, I couldn't call out nothing else. So I had a pretty good day, but just couldn't get anything big to call out my other dink. So that's how my day went, and then nothing else about that.
Yeah, you you called up twice. Tony X says you called up twice, so you had fish that you submitted and you were able to upgrade them, and then like you said, you caught a bunch of dinks. But yeah, I think
that's about it.
You're throwing the
Couldn't
chopper.
get nothing big. Yep, chopper. It was chopper all day, literally all the way from say 8 o'clock till like 10:30. And then when that sun kind of came out, I just kind of switched over to double willow spinnerbait, and then I was getting the rest of them on that, but nothing else to call out.
What kind of spinnerbait were you throwing?
War Eagle, chartreuse and white with Kayak trailer.
Yeah, it's a pretty good combination.
Yeah, that's about it.
There it is. Well, you've had a good year, Lou. I don't think there's no way you're not going to make the TOC here at this point. You could probably set out the next event and you wouldn't have any issues, but one more at Norman, and we'll see where everybody lands. But,
yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's Norman. Everybody's gonna be catching fish, so
anybody
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you're right. Fish is good this time of the year, really. I mean, I think it starts in
it's
the
gonna
fall.
be pretty good.
Be schooling, but you got anybody you want to thank?
I just want to thank you and Ashley and all the sponsors and everything.
Yeah, man.
But this is actually my first ever like tournament trail that I ever done. I had like boats and other kayaks, but I never like really entered. This is actually my first year where I've been like consistently entering. So
Yeah.
it's been pretty fun, and I've been learning a lot of things and been like trying to bring the best out of myself to fish harder and everything. So been learning a lot, like really a lot.
Yeah, man. Well, I knew I hadn't, previous to this year, I hadn't seen your name in any of the trails, but so that makes you rookie of the year, man. I mean,
Yeah, I only fished like I think like 2 events last year or something like that.
mm-hmm.
That's about it. So yeah, it's been pretty fun. I'm ready to do some more.
Yeah, man. Yeah, everything's ending kind of early this year. Um, there may be some wildcat stuff later. We may run a wildcat or something in December or something, but everything's kind of wrapping up. But there's going to be a heavy 6 weeks of fishing, especially if you're fishing, Queen City, and we got a couple
Yep.
weeks, 2 events left. I think Queen City's got 4, maybe something like that, counting the NC Bass. But it's been a good year. Well, Lou, appreciate you, man. Austin, we'll bring you in. Austin came in third this past weekend. I think maybe is this your third
Yeah,
place finish?
third
Yeah.
place finish this year.
Yeah, man.
That third, number 3 just won't go away.
Yeah, that's what you finished back there in the fall or in the spring.
Yeah, springtime finish. Actually, yeah, at West Coast I got third place in the springtime, and then again this time, same launch and everything. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to Lou. He's actually a family for me because he's actually my uncle for in our generation and stuff. So I'm glad that I actually get to see somebody else on the family side that's love fishing and coming out and supporting everybody and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad, I get to see that. And
yeah, man,
you're doing good, Lou, man. My first
Appreciate
year,
it, man.
I stank, man. So, but yeah, I just wanted to, thank everybody like who's watching the video and listening to this StreamYard stuff. That's pretty. It's pretty awesome how this group has grown. I've watched it grow, and luckily it's local for me, so I don't mind doing it at all. But like I did my Facebook post late yesterday because I've been so busy and stuff. But I do, it is mentally and physically stressful when you do any kind of type of tournaments, preparing for everything and stuff. Because fishing every day changes. It's just so like for this tournament, I knew I had a game plan already because I practiced a week before and I figured out where they were. But apparently, when I got there, they wasn't there because of the cold front, So then, I caught a bunch of little ones in the morning. Just I didn't catch none on top water, but I actually threw wacky in the morning, and threw at trees and brush piles and stuff. Because that's one thing this year I've been practicing on. Just try to catch them fish or in a brush pile or lay downs that are thick as possible.
Yeah,
and different from a lot of people that they're afraid to throw the lure in there. But that's what I've been doing this year. And it's actually, I missed a lot of fish this year, broke a lot of line and stuff. But it just get my encourage of trying to figure them out and do something different from everybody. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I started out. I went straight to the Long Creek arms, going towards the back of the river and stuff. But I got halfway and it just didn't feel right. So I went one section and it took me till 10 o'clock. About 4 hours until I kind of figured out where they were, and they were actually pushed back towards the main because the weather changed and all that. So that's when I landed my first biggest one, that 1875, and I caught it, and the boater saw me, and that fish literally, it came out and it tried to go back in the brush pile or that lay down, and I had to make an executive decision whenever it went straight back in because I had to pull out. Either I break my line or that fish is going to get hung in there. So I pull out and it came around and came in the net, but luckily I hooked it really good. So, and then, for me being stingy, I went to the next Long Creek arm and I was like, there's gotta be something over there. Cause that's where I caught my 20 in the springtime. Maybe there are fish back there, but I went all the way back there, checked that lay down that I caught that 20 out, but the water was low. So I told myself, okay, it's time to go back out. So I shot across, went back to the main, and I actually saw Garrett. I didn't know it was Garrett. He came by, and if I knew it was him, I would have told him, you can fish with me if you want to, but that's the wind was blowing that way. So, the next tip is watch how the wind blows. If it's blowing towards the bank in that direction, that's usually when fish, they're going to start feeding up on, and you just got to be patient because they're going to school up there. So that's what I did, and I caught the next one. But catching all my biggest one, I caught on, of course, shaky head. For some reason that day they wanted the green pumpkin shaky head, so that's what I did. I worked that. I took the wacky away and I just used the shaky head. So that's my compliment lure, and
yeah, man,
it places me all the time. So yeah, so that's how my day went. So
I know Kerr Scott, you lose some tackle up there. That's for sure.
Yeah, I actually didn't lose none that day. I was surprised. So that's pretty cool for me.
Well, there's your second fish. My judge didn't spin it around, but that's all right. You had a 17 1/4.
Yeah, I thought that one pretty deep. So that one was a surprise when it hit it. It shocked me whenever it dumped my lure. I was like, oh man, it's a big one.
Yeah. And then you had this little guy.
That little guy, that was the first one, so I could not call that one. So the funny thing was, this is so weird. Like, so I had a dream like 2 days before the tournament, and my dream was weird. Like, my first fish was a 14. I caught a 17, but I took so many pictures of that 17 about 20 times. And some reason I could not submit the fish. I couldn't find a picture on my phone. And then there was two guys in the bank that was holding like a 4 or 5 pounder bass in front of me. I was like, man, that's a nice bass. That's what I needed. And then turns out those are the 3 fish I caught that was keepers on Saturday. That was so weird. So it was meant to be, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a good day. You pretty much, Ryan's got 250, Lou's got 249.75, and you got 260. And
yeah,
for anybody to upgrade, especially those that are in the top 5. I mean, if you're lucky, you'll upgrade a couple inches. So, you almost put it away Saturday, pretty much.
Almost did. Just couldn't find one later on. But one thing I like about this trail is you guys just do by inches. So I knew 3 fish. Just be consistent. It'll take you a long way. So my goal was trying to get 50-inch each tournament, but so far it's been consistent. So
what do you guys think about the 3 fish limit? You like that?
I like it because it's, for me, I just got to catch 3 big size fish. So y'all can practice on finding where the big fish are. It gives me knowledge and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I know, Ryan, you've said in the past that you kind of approach things a little different with the 3 fish limit because you get 3 fish on the board, and then you can sort of start swinging a little harder, swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
But Austin, we appreciate you, man. I got your boat. I got all your other AOI prizes.
We'll see about that because there's still two contenders in here. So we'll see how they do. Yeah, because Lake Norman, man, it's anybody's game.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Make some room on your wall there for your AOI.
I think I got room.
You got a spot right there.
Right there over there.
Well, Ryan, you put up a good limit on Saturday. What was it? 53 and some change, I think.
Yeah, something like that. 53 and a half, 53 and a quarter, I believe. Yeah.
So I talked about you and Alex last week. I was like, these guys got, Coleman over the AOI. Alex and Ryan both had 4 events, so they still needed their 5th one to be counted, for their AOI total. And then late in the day, like I didn't look at the leaderboard until, I don't know, 1 o'clock or something. And I seen Ryan and I was like, I'm rooting for you, buddy. But at the same time, I was like, dang it, man, that sucker. And I wasn't expecting you to push all the way up to 2nd place in the AOI, and still I started to calculate the points and stuff. But I knew you and Alex, man, you guys were gonna bump. I think I was on the bubble in the AOI, and Ashley was up there too. and I think somebody else got bumped. But you and Alex, man, and Kenley, you guys all hurt our feelings, bumped us out of the spot. But it's all good, man. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
But glad you had a good day, man. Really.
Yeah, it was an interesting day. I mean, I got a little bit of history on Lake James. My first top 10 with Queen City years ago, I got 6th or 7th place with them in the middle of the summer. And it was just kind of like a luck thing. I think I just was at the right place at the right time. But then, like, I've had a few other tournaments in the past afterwards, and I've skunked. Like, I did not get a bite.
Yeah. That place will do
So,
that.
I mean, yeah, so it's kind of like when I look at Lake James, it's one of them. It's beautiful. I love it. But at the same time, the history that I have with it, it's like it could be the Dead Sea or it could show out, you know. So the week before I went out and I did some pre-fishing, you know, with my mother passing, I wanted to kind of get out and kind of get stuff off my mind, you know. And I was like, well, I got to hit James on Foothills, and went out there a week ago and just wanted to just get some stuff off the mind. But I just went and pre-fish, have fun, you know. I always, when I approach like pre-fishing, I like to look for like a shallow bite, sometimes a deep bite if I can, depending on the situation. But overall, I love shallow water fishing. I mean, that's what I like. But with this case, like I went out last weekend, found some shallow fish caught in top water, and kind of throwing a spinner bait on lay downs, and then I was kind of goofing off, and I kind of went offshore a little bit, and I noticed there was a lot of action out there, a lot of action. And I was kind of playing around out there, and then I found something very magical, like in about 70 feet of water.
Wow.
And and with the boats in the middle, just rocking me all day. And I found I caught like three or four fish in like 10 minutes out there. And then as I was getting kind of bumped around by the wake and all that, I was kind of my rudder broke. I don't know if y'all seen my post about my rudder breaking.
Yeah.
And my wife had to come find me out in the middle of the lake. And I got the 12-foot the 12-foot pro angler, and that damn thing was spinning in circles out there. And it was a rough day pre-fishing. But I had a fun day, but it was also rough getting back. Yeah. So, you know, fast forward to tournament, I kind of had an idea what I wanted to do. I wanted to start shallow. You know, I started off throwing top water, whopper plopper, obviously. You know, I'm a top water addict. Love top water. That's all I'm thinking about, top water right now. But I caught a quick limit with some largemouth, shallow with top water. I think I had like some 15 3/4, couple of them, and had like a 12 or 13. And then caught some fish on a True South Custom Lures spinnerbait in the lay downs, but they were short. They were like 12 inches, something like that. So I knew that I had to kind of go back to what I found, but I was worried about the conditions, about how everything was changing. So I kind of sit out on this deep point all day. But I was pretty much offshore, like in 60 to 80 feet of water all day.
What do you throw in that?
I was rotating. I was rotating like it was a hodgepodge of baits. Like I was throwing a 3/8 drop shot down to them, kind of, and they were hitting it as it was just, you know, falling in their face. I was throwing a 6 cents Divine swim bait on a 1/4 ounce jig head. And actually I caught a little short offshore, like he was like 13 inches on a spinnerbait, burning on top.
Really?
And I sit out there all day and I just completely wrecked them. I probably caught 30 to 35 fish out there.
Wow.
I caught a lot of 16s and 17s. I think at one point my smallest was 17 and a half or something, but I kept
Yeah, 17 and a half.
catching 16s and 16 and a halves and 17s, but I did lose like a 19 or 20-inch smallmouth at the boat from getting with the wake bumping me around. Like my boat was just all over the place out there. And I was trying to net him, but he jumped because smallmouth just jump. And he jumped up out of the water and hit the side of my kayak, and the hook came out. And it was hard to watch. He was a football. I'm telling you, he was a football. It was and I know he was small, but he was brown. So, but I kind of just kept my head down and realized I know they're here. I just kind of I was basically fan casting because they were coming up busting.
Yeah.
I was fan casting at them, and I noticed there was bait in the area, and I was just kind of like, I had to chase them all day out there. They were just like, I told my wife at one time on the phone, I was like, I might get ran over out here because pontoon boats were blowing by me and just all kind of stuff. And
was it windy up there? Did it end up getting windy?
Yeah, and that was another reason why I lost that big fish was it was windy and the boat wakes were kind of bad out there. And I mean, early in the morning it was a little bit calmer, and I could really pin them really good then because I was catching them anywhere from like 20 feet down to the surface, you know. And but when the boats came out, it was like it was hard to kind of keep position on my kayak, you know, because, you know, getting spun around, and plus I had boats just rolling up on me, seeing what I was doing, and they were sitting there just easing in on me. I had 2 boats easing in on me, which they wasn't really, I feel like they were just kind of watching me a little bit, but they didn't bother me. I was still catching fish in front of them all day.
Other fishermen?
Yeah, there was a boat tournament out there.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I kind of was catching a lot of, go back to like my baits. I literally had 3 or 4 baits on the front of my kayak and just rotating everything because, you know, paddle tail swim bait, drop shot. I think I was throwing a fluke with a hook on it, you know, like a weight on it, you know, just anything to, and a Ned rig too. I was throwing a Ned rig out there. I was throwing a Ned rig. I think it was like a 1/4 ounce Ned rig out there.
Yeah.
And let's see, and that was pretty much it. And then my bite kind of died. You can kind of tell where I was culling. And then I stopped at around like 12 o'clock. And I realized like that area I think I put so much pressure on that area that they just was like, whew, they left. So I had to go around 45 minutes looking for them, like dodging boats out there.
You didn't call up after that at all?
Well, I called like 15 minutes.
15 minutes to
go.
Out. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And I caught one real deep. He was
caught an 18 at 214. Yep.
Yeah. And I caught him like 15 minutes to go doing the same thing. They were just out there kind of just, you had to move all day. You could not sit. I could not sit in one area. I literally had to. That's why I broke my rudder the week before, because I'm out there running around, and I put so much stress on my rudder, which was already kind of wore out. And
out there treading water, trying to stay in position, and
yeah, I was telling my wife, I was like, if I fall out this damn boat, I'm just gonna hop back in and hope for the best.
Hey, Ron, were you using active target?
Yeah, I was using some of my live just to kind of see like the surface, because smallmouth move. They don't just sit there, right? You know? Yeah. So like they were just constantly moving, and like I had an idea of what area they were at, and as soon as they started busting, I would cast like my swim bait at them, and they about a foot or 2 in the water, they would smack it. So
gotcha.
And yeah, but it was an epic day. I mean, my boat smelled like my boat still smells like bass. It was stupid. It was a stupid day out there. I've never kind of rolled up on something like that before. So
well, hopefully that'll be a spot for you from here on out.
I think they move a lot there. Like I literally think it ain't like one of them. I think I was at the right place at the right time.
Yeah. I know we went Thursday. I went with my neighbor in the boat, and that's all we could find was like fish off points in deep water, and he was live scoping. And I'm just a fan casting off the back of the boat, and I was like, man, I'm not coming to Lake James because I can't fish deep as far as it's difficult, man. I'm a bank beater. But yeah, after that Thursday and seeing where those fish, and it was probably some stripers and stuff. I mean, it was like 40 foot of water. I mean, you could see everywhere fish jumping, busting on top water, even late in the day.
Yeah.
And, I made
all day long. They were just smoking bait all day long out there.
Mm-hmm.
You just had to pay attention to the, with all the boats out there, you would see the wake, but out of nowhere, you would see doosh, doosh, doosh. They look like tunas out there, out in the ocean out there. So
well, man, you 250 points, one event left. I mean, really, I guess technically, if you put up like 65 inches, you can catch Austin, maybe. You need what? You need 322 inches on Norman, the AOI. But you're pretty much in at this point. You don't have anything to worry about.
Next event, man, I'm just gonna get out there and fish, man. With my mother passing, and bringing up Queen City real quick, but I've been chasing the TOC for both trails this year, and I missed Murray because I had my mother passed away, and I got to miss another event with him, so I'm pretty much done with the year with Queen City. So I wanted to kind of focus on foothills, and that's just my plan. And I love what you do, Cody. Y'all, this whole thing is kind of shot out real good. It's
man,
a great little thing going here.
Yeah, it's a fun little deal to run, and close to home. Like I said in the little stream the other night, it's cool. I get to create the schedule. Me and Garrett get to create the schedule, so that's the benefit for us. But I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support from all you guys, and a lot of the Queen City guys. I appreciate them coming over, and they kind of built the foundation, and Queen City has a lot going on, and like it seemed like for the past couple of years, it's like Garrett has his child every other weekend, and I teach Sunday school every other weekend, and it never worked out, man. Like literally, we could fish like 3 events every year, or drive to Santee, So
yeah,
it's cool, man. I enjoy running it, and I appreciate all you guys fishing with us.
Yep.
But I wish you luck. You are going to qualify for the NC Bass deal, right?
I'm going to try to do that. I don't. Like I said, I got to go back to Tennessee to have my mother's memorial the 21st. I'm just kind of busy. Like I'm still kind of running around fishing, but I just got a lot on my mind right now. And,
I'm sure, man.
Right now, I'm still thinking if I'm gonna fish next weekend at the Clash. I want to just try to just see if I can just go big or go home on that.
Well, yeah.
And, Norman, a couple weeks, I'm gonna be out there and just try to just have some fun. I mean, man, that's all I do. I love the sport. I have fun whether I catch them or I don't. So
yeah. You got a great attitude about it, man. So I'll say it here. I hadn't put it out on the group page, but at least you guys will know, and whoever's watching. November the 11th is when the Foothills TOC is going to be. So I hadn't really put that out there yet, but November the 11th, that's really the only date that works, with the Bass Championship the week before, and then I think the fish offs the week after. We're going to have to take Wiley off the list because of the fish off and the no fishing. Can't fish the week before or whatever. So Wiley will be off the list.
We're gonna have to take Hickory off the list. The AOI can't have home field advantage.
Austin, like, no, man. We
can go back to James.
yeah.
I say we go to High Rock or somewhere.
I don't mind High Rock at all.
Well, never mind.
You good on the Yadkin too. We'll probably end up taking Lookout off just because it's a little pond. I mean, we could probably fish there with 15 people, but
it's a long trip to the river on a kayak.
Yeah, everybody it'll be a race to the river. That's what it would be there. But we'll definitely take Wiley off the list, and we'll probably take Lookout off the list, and then we'll just spin the wheel and see, kind of like the other clubs do. But but November the 11th will be the date.
November 11th.
We'll
I'll
figure
be
it out
open.
where.
It's gonna be Hickory.
Yeah, I know people are thinking, man, I hope it ain't here.
I'm game with Hickory too.
I got some bad history on Hickory, but I got some good history too. I got a spot there. I just if they're there, I'll catch them. But if they're not there, I won't catch them. So.
Yeah, Hickory can be tough.
That lake will be heating up about the start of November. I mean, honestly, Hickory that'll be a good lake.
Yeah.
I don't want to fish it, but
It's gonna be rough too because they have that winter trail going all year round too, and all that too.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at the. Well, I mean, we're going to be like a lake draw. I do know there's some boat tournaments on Norman on the 11th, which there's stuff there every weekend. But I mean, we're going to have like 15 anglers, so it's not going to be you won't have problem with other kayakers. There may be some boat stuff going on, but I mean, our TOC is literally going to be like 15 people. So
yeah.
Well, Ryan, I appreciate you, man, and thank you for all you do for the club, making videos, shouting us out. And
You're
been a
welcome.
pleasure, man. And now for the crescendo, Mr. Jeremy Heath, probably the all-time money winner in North Carolina over the past couple years. He's a force to be reckoned with, man. And you shattered our club record on Saturday. Talked to you, B, back in the spring on Kerr Scott, put up 58.5, and you put up 60. A 20-inch average. I mean, that's going to be hard to top, man.
Yeah.
On Lake James of all lakes, I could see that coming out of a spotted bass lake or something. But those were some nice fish, man. And thanks for coming and fishing with us. But
I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. That's a fact. That was definitely by far the best day on James I've ever had.
Yeah, that's what I wondered if it was. You fished that lake quite a bit, or?
I've just fished the Queen City events on it whenever we have those, but I went back to some history where I've done pretty well in the past. I think not even one, just I think I got like a 7th place one time out of it. But this time, actually, I got an opportunity from Native to test out a new kayak.
Yeah.
And I got to test out that new Titan X. So I went and picked it up on Friday, and I was sitting there thinking, I don't really want to jump straight into a new boat, on the tournament day. So I took it to the French Broad River up here by the house.
Yeah.
And went up the river with it and really got more familiar with it and got to test out the swivel seat and got familiar with it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, to have that seat turn just a little bit either way actually helped with my accuracy on my casts.
Really?
It was awesome. But
I guess when the hip swivel. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do it anyway on my seat that doesn't move. I turn a little bit and then throw.
Mm-hmm.
But it was awesome. I enjoyed my trip up the river, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm ready. I feel comfortable in this boat. I'm gonna go with it. And sorry,
It's all right.
my mom's calling. Sorry, Mom. But I got out the next morning, got ready for the tournament, and took off that morning. I think Kenley was around me. My buddy Mike, Lauren, and we all took off, and it was pitch black dark. My headlamp went out.
Oh.
And I'm like, I still got my, my Visipole, which puts off this much light.
For real.
And so I'm looking into the moonlight, and I'm trying to see places where I can throw that I won't get my top water / whopper plopper stuck.
Yeah.
I've got to find open water so that I don't lose my lure first thing, because I've done that before. I mean, who hasn't? And I'm throwing out through this, trying to get close to covers, so I can kind of get an ambush bite, but nothing was working. And I worked all the way down this bank that I've had luck in the past. And I'm like, they're not wanting this. Like, so I just felt it. I'm like, I've got to throw something else.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up the old tried and true spinner bait, make a cast out into it. Bam! I must have hit that fish in the face. Like, and it's pitch black dark. Like, there's no way like I didn't even know where I was throwing. Like, it was just pure luck.
Yeah.
Like, that is pure luck. Like, I hit the water, and as it's falling, I felt a thump. I'm like, yeah, I hit that fish in the face.
Yeah, probably.
So I set the hook, and I'm like reeling it in, and I could hear somebody behind me going, Jeremy, you already got one.
The mic.
You already got one? I'm like, yeah. And it jumps and splashes, and it sounds like a good fish. And it was Kinley, and he was like, dude, you already got one. That sounds like a good one. I'm like, I don't know. I can't see it.
Yeah.
So I get it in the boat, take my picture. It was a 19. And, like, that was, like, the best way to start my day. Like, started on a positive blind cast in the middle of the dark, caught a nice fish for a tournament, and took a lot of pressure off of me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, ton of pressure off of me.
Yeah, you can see that fish is in the dark.
Oh, yeah. And after that fish, it was just like, okay, I can relax. I felt like I could relax. Like, no pressure whatsoever. So I start working up this bank, and it starts to get more daylight. And I'm like, okay, now that it's starting to get daylight, I'm more comfortable throwing my top water. So I switch back to my top water. Bam, catch a fish. It's short. I'm like, well, at least they're biting it. This is great. So I'm bad for it, but if I get bit on a top water, I will not put it down. Like, I will throw it all day long. So what did I do? I threw it all day long, and I caught fish all day long. I think there was one period of time where the wind picked up so hard that it was almost like whitecap. Like, it got super strong. And I picked the spinnerbait back up and threw it into wood cover. Yeah. And they had pulled it, just like Austin said, they pulled into that wind-blown side, into the wood cover, and, dude, I smacked about 4 on wood cover. Just bam, 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 right down the same bank. I don't think any of them helped me. I think at that point I was, with an average of around 15 or 16, somewhere in there. And then I found a big creek arm and was just like, I got to cover a ton of water. The wind started dying back down, and I picked up the top water again, and I took off. And I covered as much water as I possibly could, throwing that thing till my arm fell off. And I come up on this one spot where I was fishing the right side of this creek, and I looked to the left side, and I'm like, that looks awesome. And I mean, it was like way over there. And I took that top water and I threw it all the way across the creek arm.
Yeah.
And I mean, like a bomb cast. It hit the water probably like 2 feet from the bank, and I started cranking really hard, and it was like bloom, 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 go boom. And I mean, it was a blow up and a half. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's finally another good one, Drag him in, it's a 20-incher. And I'm like freaking out. There he is.
Yep.
So, like, after I took a bajillion pictures of it,
right,
in a video, threw it back, and then I'm like, okay, there's some fish, like there's really good fish in here. I got to just keep on trucking. So I kept going up this arm and kept working my way back, and caught a few more fish off of laydowns and stuff. And I got to the back of it, and there was a wolf pack, like a 3-fish wolf pack. All 3 fish were over 20 inches.
Really?
Every bit over 20 inches. Oh, it was crazy. Like, I threw the plopper. I had one come up, choke the plopper, the other 2 trying to take it out of his mouth. And I'm freaking out, like, oh my gosh. get it. Like I'm hoping one of them's gonna grab the other hook. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody's done it. They're like, please, get it. Dude. And I made the biggest mistake and just kept playing it. I kept playing it, and it comes off.
Oh,
Like a 20 plus comes off, and I'm like, oh no! Like I'm sitting there thinking, man, that's what I needed to solidify my win. Like that would have just been it. It would have been over. Man, there goes my chance. I took a deep breath. I mean, this was real quick. Took a deep breath, thought about it, grabbed a follow-up bait, which I cannot tell what that is, by the way. I grabbed my follow-up bait. I chuck it in there. I twitch it a couple times. And the two fish that was trying to take it out of his mouth come up to it. One of them looks at it, starts easing up to it. And I'm like leaving it still, like not moving it because I'm literally watching this. Like, because the water's clear. I'm sitting there watching it. And the one comes up to it real easy, like it's going to eat it. And the other one comes out of nowhere and is like, nope. And he takes it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And that was my 21.
wow.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Like that was the best way to like finish out that day. I don't remember what time was that one.
Let's see. 21. It was at 12:28.
12:28.
Mhm.
So like from that point on, I was just like fun fishing. I'm like, there ain't no way I'm going to upgrade now.
Yeah, no, that would be.
I'm like, this is awesome. This has been like the best day I've ever had. I've had a blast. This is so much fun. And I just started working my way back out of that creek arm. And I come up on some rocks on the left side and I throw my plopper and I'm bringing it back to me. And an even bigger splash hits this whopper plop. And I'm freaking out. Like, there's no way. Like, I've literally got one bigger.
Yeah.
And it jumps out of the water and it's brown.
Smallie too.
It was an absolute giant of a smallie. And I can't even imagine how big it was. But as soon as he come out of the water, there comes my lure. I'm like, whatever. Like, but
That's
dang,
throwing the whopper plopper. That's
James is an absolute blast of a lake when it's on. Like,
yeah.
when it is on fire, like, man, you can't beat it.
Yeah,
Like,
there's days when you go up there and have a good day, and then there's days when you just like, I'm just gonna go swimming. You know?
I've been there too.
I've skunked 2 tournaments there before, so I know.
I forget which tournament it was, but I literally was sitting out in the middle of a pocket trying to fish with a spoon in 40 foot of water because I couldn't buy a bite.
Yeah.
I've been there too. I know exactly. But that's insane that Ryan's out there in the deep water. I'm up there shallow, and we're both flat smacking them.
Yeah, both catching fish. I mean, I guess that's September fall fishing for you.
Yeah, jump. I mean,
I think so.
This time of year can be hard, you know, and I mean, that's why I wanted to kind of try to find multiple patterns when I went pre-fishing, you know, because I'm not a river rat. I mean, I need to learn that stuff, but I'm more of that run and gun type of guy. I look at it, let me run these 13 miles and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know.
I put some miles on mine. I know. Well, not mine. It wasn't my boat. Like, I had to give it back today.
You give the Titan back today.
Yeah, I gave it back today with a little mojo on it.
Man.
You broke that thing in really well, didn't you?
Yeah. That was cool.
Well, we appreciate you coming and fishing with us, and
I really enjoyed it, and it worked out with my schedule to where I was able to fish with you guys. I know Queen City's been like crazy busy this year, and then I've had a lot of work too, where they've been working me a lot. So it just happened to work out where I had a day off, and I was like, I'm going fishing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they got that that NC Bass ranking that the Bass Trail magazine put together. Austin, you gained quite a few points, but Will Lambert, which was tied with Austin in those rankings, he won this weekend, so he bumped up. But you still, Austin, you still got a couple chances.
Yeah, I got a couple more chances.
And they're doing some kind of cool trophy. Jeremy, you got 100 points in that this weekend, and there's still. I feel like the Clash is going to count for that. I think. Don't quote me on that, but the YOLO, the second installment of the YOLO for Queen City, that'll be a chance to earn some more points. But I was seeing that, Will won, Austin came in third, Jeremy got some points, moved up in the top 10. That's a cool little ranking system that the Bass Trail magazine put together just for the North Carolina events. And I think maybe they're going to branch out into some other states next year. But they'll do a little trophy for that, and hopefully one of you guys can take that home, put it on your trophy wall. But so the 7th is our last event as far as our trail series, and then like I said, the 11th will be our TOC. So we got one more event, and say it to you guys, anybody watching who watches the video later, we're going to have a little meetup afterward at the Pinnacle Boat Ramp, and I'm going to unload all my stuff from our sponsors. I got quite a bit of stuff to give away, and it's going to be whoever shows up at the boat ramp for the weigh-in. Not going to be specifically for members only. Whoever's at that event, I'll create that wheel on site, and we'll spin the wheel, and hopefully a lot of guys will go home with some stuff. But that's pretty much it, guys. Anybody else want to add anything, or if not, we'll wrap it up there right at the hour mark. I appreciate you guys coming on, Garrett. Thanks for coming on. I know you didn't feel good today.
Yeah, it's been a day. There's always tomorrow, I guess.
These guys were talking beforehand. It's like, oh, it's only Tuesday. But yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. It kind of kills it for me. Sorry, I'm pretty sure I have Friday off work, so I got a short week.
Going fishing? Probably.
Well, yeah.
Join you.
Yeah, come on. We'll take the boat to Norman.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. I know Garrett was talking earlier that he needs a co-angler, Austin, and he was like, maybe I can get Austin to be a co-angler on some of these boat tournaments here.
That's fine. Yeah, just let me know.
Shoot, dude, you come out. I'll let you run the boat. I'll be the co-angler.
Yeah. Austin run the trolling motor.
Yeah, he can have it. I'll sign the boat over. Just let me fish.
I know, Ryan, you'll probably be fishing some of the boat stuff later on. Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
You and Chris, pretty good team, man.
Yeah, we have some little luck sometimes.
Y'all do.
We'll probably be doing some Norman this winter, probably.
Yeah, we're gonna fish some of the hook setter stuff and maybe some of the foothills stuff too. It's starting to pop off here at the end of November. Those are always fun.
Yeah. I got a CBC championship coming up next month on Santee.
Yeah.
With Blaine. Looking forward to that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun. Y'all qualified through fishing the trail throughout the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Man, even more money in the safe after that.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be a good one. That'd be a big one to win.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll look for that social media post.
Yeah. As long as that topwater bite's still going, I think I'll be all right.
I never had any luck on topwater there except for gators.
I haven't either.
What event? The No Limit event, man. I had a wild hair that I was going to fish it, and I had planned on fishing Norman. And then Austin told me that he was going to Santee, so I woke up at 12 o'clock that morning and drove down to Santee, fished all day, never got the first bite, and drove all the way back home. But I want to go back to that lake. I got to get some redemption. I mean, I know there's monsters there, but I was on the wrong end that day.
It only takes one bite down there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, who was it? Your brother-in-law, Austin?
Yep, my brother.
Yeah. I mean, big
He
fish.
caught a tank. He caught a tank.
That was epic.
I watched the video. I saw it on YouTube, man. That was pretty killy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that no limit this time. I missed 2 different hours by like a quarter of an inch.
Oh.
Hey, your buddy enjoyed it though, Mike. He got a couple hours, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He got some big fish.
He caught some tanks. Yeah. He caught some giants. Yeah.
It was cool to see where all it came from because Santee didn't just go out and dominate that event by any means.
Nah.
I actually think it only had 1 hour. Pretty sure. But
I'm not sure.
John Ladd said he had a 10-pounder in practice for the Hobie here on Santee.
Yep.
Goodness.
That's insane. That's like catching a 25-incher at Hartwell.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah.
I still can't believe that one.
Only you can do it, man.
That's a monster.
Dude, any of us could. I promise you that. You just have to get that one spot.
That's crazy.
Dude, the biggest epiphany I've had here lately, skill plays a lot into it, but there's a certain level of luck in this whole thing that you have to have. I mean, there is. You've got to find, I don't know. I got to work on that. I don't know if I got to get on the good side of karma, pray a little more or what, but I got to find that luck.
Prayer helps a lot.
Yeah.
and accuracy.
Well, yeah.
Accuracy.
Good decision making.
That too.
Yeah. That's 90% of my fault. I'll stick to something way longer than I should, or
don't overthink it, but also kind of think it through. That's what I always tell myself. Don't overthink it, but think it through. Think it through.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did Saturday. All the electronics were off my boat. I just went out and fished.
You should have threw yours around my kayak, man. My kayak's got some.
Well, here's the thing. I had just checked the leaderboard, and I hadn't posted any of my fish, and I saw you were sitting at 46, so I was barely ahead of you, and I was like, I'm not about to go sit right where he's at. And I went around you. I went up through there, and I had one small bite, and I looked at the leaderboard, and you'd caught that 17 or whatever, and I was like, man.
Yeah, right when you turned the corner, I
skipped it. But I'd been there, I don't know. I had just left that area like maybe an hour before that. That's the little stretch I fished the whole time on Kerscott.
It's a good stretch, yeah.
It usually works good, and I left just long enough for you to slip in.
Apparently so. Appreciate it, man.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Love to help you out.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. I lost too many fish that day. I don't want to talk about it. I lost probably like 4 fish that Parker got me up there some more, but it is what it is. It's fishing.
Yeah, there's another piece of knowledge that if you got to fish clean. If you can fish clean, that'll make a difference. I mean, to you mentally, I mean, you just sort of can spin out if you start losing fish. But I mean, if you can hook every bite, I mean that plays a big difference in tournament fishing, man. Because you may not get but 6 or 8 bites. You lose half of them, man, and that's a huge deal.
You wouldn't believe how many times whenever I'm out fishing and like I make a cast and I bang my hook up against like a dock post, and then I'll check the hook and it'll be like bent, it'll be rough, and I got a hook sharpener right there.
Yeah, I've been doing that too.
And that's the type of stuff I do. Yeah, I constantly check that type of stuff.
That's good. Yeah, retying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the world's worst for not retying. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, everything I've got tied on is still sitting in my truck. I don't think I've retied it in months, unless I broke it.
That's anxiety to me.
Go out and retie everything before Norman, I guess.
Yeah,
There you go.
Mhm.
Fill up that line.
yeah. Fill up your spool.
Yeah, I had a
You'll open your eyes. You just look up that line in the light, and like you'll notice all the nicks.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, respooling often. I got a couple 70 spools, and that it kind of you can blow the reel up and kind of ruin it for the day, but you can afford to respool them a lot more often. I think, like the Corrado 70s and anything with a small spool. And then the K9, sort of helped us out this year, and they're a cheap dollar wise line, but they make good stuff, so you're not having to. It's not costing you $25 every time you respool with some cigar or something. But well, Austin, I'm just kind of running through everybody. I appreciate you coming, man, and joining us again. Sort of. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since you've been on.
It's been a minute. I was in a struggle bus, but I figured out what was wrong. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, it was my rod and reel. So once I changed it up, it totally changed the game on me. I first thought I thought it was my guns, my arms. I was getting weak, but it was just a rod and reel.
I know. I see Alex posted in maybe in your recap. He was like, "You need your own TV show," and I was like, "Yeah, he's been on this. I think maybe this would be his 5th time. I think on here,
something like that."
But it's always a pleasure, man.
Just let him host it next year.
Yeah, Austin Bang Show.
Yeah, it's got a ring to it.
Bang show.
Austin Bang Show.
We'll call
It's
it
got a good ring to
Hammer
it.
Time with Austin.
Hammer time with Austin.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, man, you hang in there, buddy.
Yeah.
Been trying to keep you in my prayers.
Yeah.
But
appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. But appreciate you again coming and sitting down with us, making the time.
Yeah.
And
I want to do a quick prayer for my buddy Steven Stockinger. He's going to have shoulder surgery, coming up, and just hoping for a full recovery. He loves the sport, and he's going to be out, and just praying for him and all that. So.
All right. Yeah, I've seen he was he didn't really explain exactly everything that was going on, but yeah, man, we'll keep him in our prayers too. Mr. Steven, thank you for what you've helped us with this year. But hopefully we'll see you at the weigh-in at Norman, Ryan.
I will. I'll be there. I'll make it a must to be there. So.
All right. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And Jeremy, we'll appreciate you, man. Good luck next weekend. Good luck to all too. And
one thing to add. I want to thank God first and foremost for the ability to be able to get out and do what we do, and we're just so blessed, and we should just be thankful every day.
You're right.
We really should.
Yeah, we take for granted.
I had a reminder of that earlier today. Now that you brought that up, man, I was highly irritated, like the major part of my morning. And we walk into this pizza place to eat lunch, and there's this man, I would assume it's the older man's son, but he walks in and he's holding his dad's arm, and you see the guys, I don't know exactly what they call it, but he was blind and he had the stick that he had to walk with. And I thought, I'm sitting here, I've let something small ruin my day, and this man is out, has no sight or nothing at all. I mean, I'm beyond blessed, and I have no reason to be feeling the way I am right now. Just kind of put everything in perspective for me. It humbled me.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, we've got a lot to be thankful for.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Amen on that one. Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jeremy. I try to say a little prayer every morning and just thank God for health and strength.
Yep.
Yeah. Like you said, man, a lot of people got a lot worse than we do.
Oh, it could always be worse. But
that's right, man. Try to be optimistic and not pessimistic.
Yep.
Yeah. About things. That's Lord help us. But I appreciate you saying that, and definitely like to have you with us again sometime.
I'll try to work it in.
Yeah, dude. Good luck. Good luck this week. This coming weekend.
Appreciate it. I really need it.
Yeah. Are you?
I'm dropping a 0.
Yeah, this next time.
Yep.
That's what I was gonna say. Are you in contention for the AOI over there? Or, you don't
I
know?
mean,
You are.
we'll see what happens when I drop that 0.
Yeah. Landon's kind of cooled off. It seemed like here. He was pretty hot there for a minute.
Yeah, he all he's got to do is gain a little bit, and I don't think anybody stands a chance.
Yeah. Austin, where are you sitting at over there?
He's sitting pretty good.
I think I'm in 4th, something like that. So
Third or fourth, I believe. Yeah.
around there, something like that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Heck yeah, boys. Well, if you fish over there and you do good, share your stuff over on Foothills.
Will do.
We'll be rooting for you. We'll post that leaderboard this weekend over on our stuff too. But again, guys, appreciate it. Hope to have you on here again sometime soon. But I am going to pull everybody out. Again, thank yous all.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all. Thank you for what you do, Cody. Thank you, Garrett. Y'all have a great night.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
She said thank you.
Thanks, guys. This has been a fun year.
Good night.
I'm gonna pull everybody out now.
All right.
See you, boys.
See you.
Well, Garrett, we're gonna spin the wheel, man.
I need a new battery pack. That's gonna work out.
If I can pull it up here. I had to create the wheel again last night. For some reason, I went in and deleted it. Then I was.
Could you download it through the text, or did you have to go back into the email to get it?
I had to go back and I was able to copy and paste it off of the spreadsheet, so I didn't have to type in everybody's name again. Luckily, about 10 o'clock, I was like, man, not what I wanted to do right now.
Well, I don't know how fast you type, but I'm not proficient with a keyboard, so
No,
all those names, it would take me forever to redo it.
Finger punching, man, with me.
Yeah. Well, we're on the same level. We pick.
What do you want to spin first? Let's see.
Let's see. What we got? Well, we got 2 free entries. The Naqua battery pack. What are you giving away from Hughes Supply today?
Some Hughes stuff. Let's see. Trying to pull its screen back down. Hold on. There it is. So I got from Hughes Plumbing Supply. I got a scale and a headlamp that they give me to give away. And
got a combo right there. You're gonna do both of those.
Do a combo with that, and then they give us a cool little knife, cool little blade with some detachable blades and a nice little case. It's like
that'd be perfect for deer season.
$50 value. And then Naqua give us the battery pack, and they're going to help us through the remainder of the year. We're going to have another battery pack and a few other things to give away at the Lake Norman event from Naqua. And there's a 95% chance that they're going to be on board with us next year, and we'll be able to give a battery pack away at every event. So that's really cool. I'm really stoked about that.
I like a lot of their designs, man. I mean, just the way that their stuff is made is pretty awesome.
They're a cool little company.
Especially to like run a GoPro off of. That battery pack's perfect for it.
It's perfect. You can, they got a bunch of little attachments like you could run. They got a Y splitter where you could run your wire to your fish finder and then a wire to a USB, and you run your GoPro off of the same battery without, building some battery box. So they got some cool stuff.
I don't know. What do you think? You want to do a free entry first, and then something from Hughes, and then
we'll save the battery pack for the last.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm shuffling the wheel. I'm gonna spin it here, and we're gonna do free entries first. And remember, if you've won a free entry, you can only win one free entry, but you can win as many prizes as
I just want to say it right now. I mean, the level of appreciation that we have for Life Ring is, I mean, that's
Yeah, I think.
I wanted to give away these entries after every event. I mean, I can't say enough about how much that supports because
Yeah, man, that's hundreds.
I mean,
of
you never
dollars.
know when you're going to need something like they offer, and it could come out to where you may need that free entry just to get your 5th event. You never know what life's going to throw at you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're giving away 13 free entries at this point. So, you win one free entry and you got your membership back. And I don't know exactly how many other prizes, but, I would say a third, 30% of the dudes have got their membership back just by, off of winning prizes and stuff. But here, I shuffled this guy up a few times. We're going to spin it for our first free entry for the next event. You can only win one, remember. Let's see who it's going to be. Oh, it's going to be Garrett. Nope. John House. I know John hasn't won a free entry. So, John House, you got a free entry for the next one on Norman. And we'll spin it again for another free entry. Who's it going to be? Oh, I know both of these dudes have already won one.
Okay.
Carson's already won. Frank won on the last one. We'll shuffle it again. Last time we had to respin this thing like 5 times.
Yeah, it was pretty bad last time.
Caleb.
And he's already won one.
Caleb's already won a free entry. Check that again. Maybe. Bryce, you got a free entry for the next event. So John and Bryce both have free entries coming their way for the last Norman event. And we'll spin the wheel. Let's go with the headlamp and the fish scale. Courtesy of Hughes Plumbing Supply. And I'll mail this out to you if you want me to, or you can pick it up at the Norman event. Whoever wins, I'll get with you and whatever you want me to do. But here we go. We'll spin for this guy. Shuffle a little wheel. Anybody can win this one. No matter if you've won prizes in the past or if you want a free entry tonight, you can win this stuff. No big deal. So, Daryl Shepard.
Look at him go.
Yeah, man. Daryl, you got a fish scale and a headlamp coming your way, courtesy of Hughes Supply Company out of Statesville. And appreciate them helping us this year. They give us quite a bit of stuff to give away. The rest of it I'm going to unload at the Norman event. So we got the knife coming up next. Oh, pretty cool little setup. Changeable blades, a case. I looked this thing up the other night and it's like $55. So pretty good value. Here we go, spinning the wheel for the knife. No way. Oh, Chuck Farmer. You robbed me, Chuck. You robbed me. Chuck won a free entry. Chuck won a free entry on the James event. So Chuck's got a pretty good value out of his membership this way, to the tune of almost $100. So Chuck, I'll get with you and I'll mail that to you. You can pick it up to the Norman event, one or the other. And then here for the big prize tonight, our Naqua battery pack, courtesy of Naqua Adventure Gear. Again, I appreciate these guys helping us out. Went and spoke with them last week. Mike Barnes actually put me onto them, and I appreciate him, putting in a word for us. And they said, get in touch. Told him to tell me to get in touch with them. I did, and they were super friendly, super nice, man. The kind of people you want to do business with, and they're local. They're a national brand, but they're local as well. So we're going to spin the wheel for this battery pack. $129 value, I believe, on this guy. So here we go. Shuffle the wheel real good. Spin it. Who's it going to be?
I don't know. Who gets the big pack?
Is it going to be
Really?
Michael Kaiser. Michael, you got the Naqua battery pack coming your way, buddy. I know you're going to enjoy that. I'm going to have to get me one of these. It's a 10 amp unit. But Michael, I'll be getting in touch with you. If you see this on the stream, you holler at me. But that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate y'all coming on tonight. Garrett, hope you get to feeling better. And we'll see you later
You
in the
fishing
week.
tomorrow?
I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I'd say on live too.
I'm not fishing tomorrow. My employer might be watching this.
I doubt it.
Hopefully we get to feeling better.
Yeah, we got it. A couple days and we'll be like new.
Definitely holler at me later in the
All
week.
right,
I'm
man.
gonna go ahead and end the stream.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys.